everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be playing Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Custom Night. I really haven't played this game much at all and really wanted to try it out because it looked like a lot of fun. Now if you couldn't tell already, this is a voiceover. The reason for this is because when I was recording, I was talking to one of my friends pretty much the whole time, so I didn't record my audio. I will come back later in the video, however. Earlier I said I haven't played this game much, which is true. I haven't played this game much, but I still haven't played for about an hour or two. You can probably tell by my high score and the fact that I'm already turning on characters for the night. Most of the characters I have turned on so far are characters that I have played with before. The new ones I am adding are Ennard, Toy Chica, and supposedly Toy Bonnie. I have no idea why I added Mango instead. Maybe I was just tired or something, I don't know. Now, you might be wondering how I'm able to play with so many characters on after only playing for a couple of hours. This is because most of the characters active can't actually kill me aside from a few exceptions which only kill me if I don't pay attention or if I lose power. Some of these characters we won't even see for the entire night. Anyways, enough yapping. Let's just skip to the interesting part. Throughout this session, I died a lot, and it was mostly because I would get distracted by all the things happening on my screen and then die to Golden Freddy. Seriously, Golden Freddy is my op in this game. Putting that aside, let's just see the winning attempt. Since I didn't have audio here, I'm gonna do a live recreation of my reaction to winning. Yay, I won! Oh my gosh, yay, I hate Golden Freddy. Anyways, let's move on. After I won, I was kind of lost trying to figure out who to add next that wouldn't completely destroy me. Ultimately, I decided on adding Ballora and Balloon Boy, as I wanted some door characters so I could get used to using the doors. With Ballora added, I was having a lot of trouble hearing her music and closing the doors in time. So I had to rely on the fact that she flashes her screen about a second before she kills you. This still barely worked because that meant I had to react within a second to the flashing while there were a million other things going on at the same time. Eventually, I just turned my volume up, but the music would still be barely audible sometimes. These were all excuses, however, as all I had to do was get good. Again, here's the recreation of my reaction to winning. Yay. Anyways, after I won, all I really did was try to figure out who else I could add. I didn't want to add any camera characters because that would just make things so much more complicated. But that would be a problem for future me. Speaking of, let's go back to you, me. So actually, there will be no live commentary in this video as my mic was way too quiet. Or rather, the game was too loud and so it drowned out my voice. Don't believe me? Here, take a listen. As you could tell, that would just not work at all for this video, but rest assured I will make sure it's fixed for the next video. Now let's dive into the actual gameplay. The characters I added were Afton and JJ, as they both use the same vent as Balloon Boy, so it didn't really change much. I just had to react fast enough to Afton and close or check the vent every time I flipped cams. Oh, and Rockstar Bonnie was also there, and he was actually the biggest change in this run, as he was the first character I would have to spend an extended period of time in the cameras for, although he wasn't too difficult to deal with. In the end, this set of characters would only take me a few attempts to win, so I won't show the winning attempt as it wasn't all that hard to beat, and there was practically no struggle unlike the previous times. The same trend would continue for the next two I added, being Nightmare Balloon Boy and Rockstar Freddy. This time it only took me 3 attempts to win, and I really had no idea who to add, so I decided to move on to something different. The thing I decided to do was playing with every character turned on at 1, because surely it couldn't be that hard, right? Wrong. In fact, I was so wrong that this ended up taking over an hour to beat. This may be surprising, but the characters that I died to the most were pretty much every character that I didn't have turned on before, mainly Toy Freddy, Funtime Foxy, the Puppet, and the plushie animatronics. I won't go too in depth about each of these characters, but I will give a brief explanation about their mechanics and the reason they were so difficult. First, let's talk about Toy Freddy. Toy Freddy is active immediately once the night starts and never deactivates. His main and only mechanic is that he is playing a game called Five Nights at Mr. Hugs, where if he loses, you lose. The only way to prevent this is by going to his camera, finding out where Mr. Hugs is, and then closing the respective door on him. Now, the reason he is so difficult is because he kills you after about 15 seconds if Mr. Hugs isn't being blocked, and the chance that Mr. Hugs will move is random, so you can have a night where Mr. Hugs barely moves, and then the next night he can move very quickly. Next, Funtime Foxy has a very simple mechanic that forces you to be looking at his camera the second it rolls over to the hour it tells you. Despite him being so simple, it can be very difficult to remember to check on him, and it can also cause you to forget about other characters, leading to a loss. The Puppet uses a winding system in which you have to hold a button on its camera to wind the music box, and if it goes all the way down, you lose. This character was difficult because it really destroyed the rhythm I had and forced me to divert my attention from other characters, although this was the least difficult of these 4. Finally, onto the plushie animatronics. There are 3 of them in total, being Nightmare Bonnie, Nightmare Mangle, and Circus Baby. They all have the same mechanic, however, that forces you to buy the plushie corresponding to the animatronic in the right hallway. The first one will appear at exactly 45 seconds, and you will have to buy their plushie by 1 minute and 5 seconds, giving you 20 seconds to react and find as many coins as you can to be able to afford them. At level 1, they cost 10 fast coins. At level 10, they cost 15 fast coins. And at level 20, they cost 20 fast coins. The second and third plushie animatronics will appear at 3 AM and 5 AM respectively, giving you roughly the same amount of time to react. They were definitely the most difficult because you have to worry about so many other things on top of the plushies, and then you just end up getting overwhelmed and losing. Now, I know that was a lot, but I'm almost done. It's time to discuss the strategy. Okay, there wasn't too much throughout the night, but at the beginning it went something like this. I would start by pressing 1 in the spacebar to turn on the power generator and turn off the fan so I could save power. Then I would open cams, place an audio alert on the left intersection of the ducts, then place a vent snare on the far right vent. Then I would check Toy Freddy and deal with him, then check Funtime Foxy's showtime hour, collect as many fast coins as I could find, then check Foxy if it was his figurine on the desk. After that, I would cycle the fan on and off, making sure it wouldn't get too far past 80 degrees, and turning it off when it got to 60 to save power, then turning both the fan and the power generator off when I heard Music Man. I would periodically check cams for Foxy, Toy Freddy, and Funtime Foxy during his showtimes, as well as the vents and anything else I needed to do, like the puppet or plushies. At some point, I would buy the death coin and use it on Toy Freddy, so I wouldn't have to worry about him the rest of the night. And that pretty much sums up the entire night. Of course, these weren't the only characters I died to, and it still took me forever to complete. But you don't have to suffer through it, so count yourself lucky. Now, enjoy the final winning attempt, with some epic music in the background. Yes! Yes, finally! Oh my gosh. Oh, that was awful. Holy. Dude. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future UCN videos as I continue on my journey to beat 5020.